Cool. All right, let's start standing up today. So come and stand down one end of your mat so that you've got space in front of you. And we'll just start with a bit of a roll down. So hands resting on the fronts of your thighs. Bring your chin to your chest, round your spine as your fingers drop towards the floor. Go as far as you can with your legs straight. So we're not going to bend them just yet. Hold there just for a moment. Make sure your chin is tucking under. And then bend your knees, bring your hands closer to the floor. And then see if you can keep your hands touching the floor as you straighten into your legs. And then bend. And straighten. And bend. And straighten and then bend one more time. And stay bent. Push through your heels. Squeeze your buttock muscles and your thigh muscles. And roll yourself upright. Once you come up to standing, roll your shoulders backwards. And then let's go again, rounding through the spine, chin towards the chest, legs stay straight as we roll forwards, fingers come to the floor. Let's soften into the knees and straighten. And we'll do that 3 times. Soften and straighten. One more time, bend through the knees, and then walk your hands forwards to the front of your mat. Press through the heels of your hands, and then push your chest back towards your knees or thighs. So really open up through your shoulders. Let's hold here, just pushing back evenly through both legs. And then we'll bend one knee and push the other heel flat against the ground. And swap. And as you're alternating between your legs here, try and maintain that pressure of your chest through your shoulders so that your back is staying nice and open. So as you alternate between your legs, you'll feel the straighter leg gets the deeper stretch. And we're trying not to move through our upper body. Let's just keep pedaling out one more time for each leg. And then I'll get you to come onto both of your toes. Bend your knees and push your chest a little bit closer towards your thighs. So your legs are quite bent here. Hold there and then press yourself forward, come into your plank. And once you come into your plank, you might need to adjust yourself. I need to move my legs back a little bit further. And then let's bend the knees, push the chest into the thighs. Hips go up towards the ceiling. And then press over, find your plank. Tucking the pelvis in, pushing your chest away from the ground. Let's do that 3 more times. Bend the knees, press back. And then roll it forwards into your plank. 2 more times. Bend the knees, press the chest in towards the knees. Roll it forwards, find your plank. And then 1 more time, press back. Lift the hips up towards the ceiling. Hold here, press both of your heels down towards the ground and just enjoy that nice stretch. Good, come forwards, find your plank one last time and hold there. Keep lifting your chest up from the ground. Keep pressing through the heels of your hands. I want you to feel really strong through your shoulders here. Make sure your knees are nice and straight. You're pressing down through your big toes. We're just holding a little bit longer for our first plank of the morning. Look straight down at the ground so that your neck is following the line of the rest of your spine. Hold for another 3, 2, 1, and then bring your knees down to the mat. Untuck your toes. Thread your left arm underneath your right. Stretch into that twist. Feel your left shoulder coming towards the floor. Pull out from there and then swap over. Right hand slides along the ground under the left shoulder. Feel your right shoulder come towards the ground. Let's go 1 more time to each side before we get into our first abdominal sequence. And then right arm underneath the left. Good. Come to the middle, and then we're going to cross our feet over, roll back onto our bottoms, and then you can lie down. So for our abdominal work today, we're going to start with our legs out straight. So legs are long, hands are by your sides to begin with, and then just place your hands on your belly. So have a look down at your legs. Your ankles should be level with each other. Pelvis is nice and square. I get you to just find a neutral spine position. So normally when we've got our knees bent, the tendency can be to be a little bit flat through your lower back. But with our legs out straight, the tendency can be to arch the lower back. So let's connect between the ribs and the hips. Imagine those springs pulling nice and tight through the front of your stomach wall. And then we'll just have heels of hands on the hip bones. We're going to switch on through the pelvic floor, tighten up those lower tummy muscles, And now exhale, slowly float one foot off the ground. Doesn't go very high to start with. Inhale, put it down. Exhale, slowly float the other foot off the ground. Inhale, put it down. So through the heels of your hands here, just keep alternating. Through the heels of your hands, I want you to feel that your pelvis stays completely flat. So if you had a spirit level resting from hip bone to hip bone, there's no tilting. And when we lift one leg, the tendency would be to drop that pelvis side down. So you might have to work a little harder through your tummy just to make sure that that hip doesn't drop. Let's do a couple more to each side. Try and feel that you're not digging your heel down against the floor to stabilize as well. And to use the stomach muscles here to create the stability. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower, one more time. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower, very good. So can we raise our right arm above our head and place our left hand behind our head? So we've got left hand holding the weight of your head. We're going to be lifting the left leg and reaching the right arm towards it. So we curl up, left leg lifts up, right hand taps the shin, and then we lie back down, right arm goes overhead. And again, exhale, curl up, slight twist, slight angle of that right rib coming towards the left hip. Exhale, curl up, inhale, lie down. So keep going. We've got a few different layers of this exercise. So at any point, you can always go back to a layer before if you feel like it's too strenuous or if you feel like you haven't got the control. So think about that right rib coming across to the left hip as you curl up and try and let your head remain heavy in your left hand. All right, we're going to curl up and hold. Hold here. Raise your right leg up and down, up and down. Let's go for 6. Very good. 5, should be working those lower tummy muscles. 4, 3, 2, lift and hold. And now let's pulse that right hand up a little higher on the shin. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold here. Place the right hand behind your head and let's scissor our legs. So we cross and cross. That's it, just for 6, 5, 4, keep the knees as straight as you can. 3, 2, 1, legs down, rest, well done. Left hand reaches above the head, right hand stays behind the head. When you're ready, let's raise the right leg up, reach the left hand toward the right shin, and then lie back down. Exhale as you curl up, inhale as you lie down. Think of that left rib coming across towards the right hip here. Keep your right leg as straight as you can. Point your toes towards the ceiling as your leg lifts. We've got another 6 to go here before we move to our little pulses. 5. Now just check that you're not letting your lower back arch. So you're staying really connected through the tummy even as your arm goes overhead. We don't want to lose that neutral spine position. 2 more here. Left rib to right hip. 1 more, lift and hold. Hold it there. Let's raise that left leg up and down, up and down. Tummy on. 5, 4, 3, 2, lift and hold and pulse for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hand behind your head and cross and cross. So stomach muscles are pulling you nice and firmly here. So it's like your ribs are sinking towards each other. Our thighs are working to keep our legs straight. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug your knees to your chest. Well done. Quick little wriggle side to side. We're not quite done with our stomach muscles yet. Can you bring your legs to tabletop? Both hands behind your head. We're going to curl forwards into a chest lift, or you can leave your head on the ground, up to you. And let's start with some single leg extensions. Exhale to go long, inhale to return. For 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Hold at tabletop. Your progression here, if you'd like to take it, is to stretch both legs out and in. You can always go back to a level before if you want. If you're doing both legs, your legs are glued together. It's like you're moving one leg out and in. 2 more. 1 more, hold straight. Raise the right leg up, the left leg down. And swap. Back to our scissors. Swap and swap. Well done. For another 4 and 3, 2, 1 more. And then we have one last progression here. It's both legs down and up. They don't have to go far. For 4, 3, 2, last 1, and rest. Well done. Rock those legs from side to side. Definitely felt that. Pop your feet on the ground. Glue your legs together. So once again, it's like we've got one big leg. Hands are behind the head. Rock your knees to the right. So let your knees drop off to the right-hand side. The left leg is still directly on top of the right leg. And we curl straight up through our chest. So let's exhale, lift, inhale, lower. So now we're getting this nice shortening squeeze on the left side of our waist. Let's go for 8. And down. 7. Try and start the movement at your ribs, not at your neck. So your head and neck just follow. Your head is heavy in your hands. 4. Your elbows are wide. 3, 2. Lift up 1 more time. Curl up and hold. Reach that left arm long. And we pulse here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Well done. We will do the other side, but not just yet. Roll into your right side. Let your right arm be a pillow for your head. Put your left hand on your hip. Stretch your left hip away from you to make that gap under your right waist. Reach your left leg out long. I want your toes pointed. So your leg is at the same level as your hip. One nice long line. Try and keep your bottom leg relaxed here. We're going to wave your foot forward. Sweep it back. Lift it up and down once. Wave it forwards. Sweep it back. Lift it up and down twice. Forwards and back. So we're adding 1 lift on every time for 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Now we're going to stay nice and firm through the stomach muscles here so that your torso is stable. So the only movement is coming from your leg. And a good way to gauge that is that your bottom leg should be completely relaxed. You shouldn't be trying to grip the ground with that right leg. Forwards and back for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep going. We've got 7. We're going up to 10. Have a go at feeling your lower back and checking that you're not using your back muscles here. This is where we should be burning. Let's go forwards and back for 8. And with that hand, that left hand, just feel that your waist isn't moving. 3, 2, 1. Forwards and back. Last 3 rounds. 4, 3, 2, 1. And just make sure as well that your leg is slightly behind you when it's lifting. So if you look down, your foot shouldn't be out in front of your hip. It should be just behind. Let's go forwards and back one last time. We've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Well done. Give that hip a rub and then roll back onto your back. From here, have your feet a little bit narrower than hip width. So your feet are not quite touching, but they're pretty close to touching. Hands are by your sides. Tuck your pelvis under, roll up into a bridge. When you get to the top, breathe in. Check your ribs are sinking down towards your hips. And now let's lower those hips halfway down, squeeze them up. We've just got 10 of these pulses and then we're moving into a single leg version of the bridge. 5, make sure you squeeze the buttock muscles to lift. 3, 2, 1 more lift and hold. Hold it here. Squeeze that left glute. We've just warmed it up with our sideline routine. And now raise your right leg straight up to the ceiling. And let's go halfway down and up. We've got 8, 7. Really push through the heel. 5, 4, 3, 2, one more lift and hold and roll down through that one leg only and come to rest. Put your right foot down, rest your left ankle on your right thigh. Let's give that hip a stretch. Grab the back of the right knee or right thigh and pull your leg towards you. We're gonna rock side to side here for a little bit before we move into a more intense version of this stretch. We're rocking side to side. Just feel that opening down the outside of your left hip. It should feel quite nice. And then if you want to try rolling up to sitting with me in this position, we're going to start to pull the knee in towards you, get a little bit of momentum, use your tummy muscles. And when you're ready, sit all the way up, right foot lands on the ground. Place your hands behind you. Bring that right leg in towards you until you feel the left hip stretching again, and then rock from side to side. And feel that nice stretch down the left-hand side of the left hip, or the outside of the left hip. Good. Rock, rock, rock. Okay, well done. Place that foot down on the ground. Come onto your hands and knees again. Palms flat on the floor. Toes are curled. We're going to go back into those bent knee downward dogs. So hover your knees for a moment and then press your chest back towards your thighs and lift your hips up towards the ceiling. Find that stretch, push one heel at a time into the ground. Enjoying a nice stretch after that leg work and abdominal work we just did. And then come forward into your plank. Hold your plank. Again, readjust if you need to. So with that left foot, the one we've been working, I want you to bend your knee and tuck your knee towards your nose. Pause for a moment there and then keep the knee bent and point your toes to the ceiling, squeezing the left buttock as you do. So we tuck the knee to nose and then we point toes to ceiling. Let's go for another 6. Good, and point. 5 more here, and make sure as your left toes point to the ceiling, you really squeeze that buttock, that left buttock. So you get the squeeze so that you don't tip your hips to the side. 3, 2 more, and then we plant that foot down in front of us. 2, 1 more, tuck it in, pop your foot down, lower your right knee, reach your hands up to the ceiling. Find a nice stretch through the front of the right hip here, tucking the pelvis under. Let's reach over to the left-hand side. Find an even deeper stretch through the front of the right hip. And then bring your hands down beside you. Curl your right toes under. We're coming into a really deep lunge. So place your hands on the ground. We're going to push down through our left heel, hover the right knee off the ground. Stay low. Ground yourself through that left heel. Make sure you feel that left buttock engage and then reach your hands forward. Stay low. We pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. In 3, we'll stand up tall. 2, 1, stand up. Good. Hold here for a moment. We're going down again for another set. Arms go forward. We reach low and we pulse for 10, 9. Driving through that left heel. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand tall. Got 1 more round. Let's fold it over. Arms go long and pulse. 10, 9. Try and keep the shoulders relaxed here. Make sure the pulsing is coming from that front leg, not the back leg. 3, 2, 1. Hands down. Lower your right knee. Cross your left foot behind your right wrist and come down into your pigeon stretch. Lower yourself down. Stay tall through the chest. Square up through your hips. So push that right hip forward. It might want to twist backwards like this. You need to really push it towards the floor and then come down onto your elbows if you are comfortable to do so. So we're nice and relaxed here, somewhat relaxed in this stretch, and you want to be feeling this in that left hip area, the area we just worked. Hold here for another couple of breaths in and out. If you want to go lower, you can. Otherwise, you can stay on your elbows or you can stay up on your wrists. 1 more big breath in wherever you are and out. And then push up through your hands, carefully come out of that stretch and lie down on your back. Up the other end of your mat. Let's place our hands behind our head, glue the knees together, keep that right foot stacked directly on top of the left foot, rock your knees over to the left, bring all of your weight over onto that left hip, and let's do our chest lift. So we go up and down. This time we're shrinking through the right side of the waist. Good. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. We've got another 8. Good. 7 more. Try and use the lower tummy here as well. So the more engaged you can be between those hip bones, the more stable you'll be through your legs. Let's go for 5. Make sure you're lifting from the ribs. 4, 3, 2, 1 more lift and hold. Reach the right arm long and we pulse here. Squeezing right rib, right hip for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And rest. Well done. Roll onto your left side. Left arm is now the pillow for our head. Right hand on the right hip. Push your waist away. Make that gap under the left side, and reach your right leg out long. Stretch the leg away from you. Point your toes. We've got our whole leg at the one level as our hip, and then we wave our foot forward, bring it back, raise it up and down once, forwards and back, up and down twice. So keep going with this. We add one on every time. Little hints that we discussed last time are that bottom leg stays really relaxed. So if you are stable enough through your torso, you'll feel that the left leg is just resting on the ground. It's not trying to stabilize you at all. How far forward your right leg comes is dependent on how much stability you have. So you'll find the further forward your leg goes, the more you want to compensate by rolling back. So just go to an angle that you've got full control of. 3, 2, 1. Let's go forwards and back for 7. We're up to now. And just make sure that your leg is coming a little bit behind your body so that you're using your glutes and not your hip flexors. Forwards and back for 8. Just check, have you still got your gap under your waist? Is your tummy on nice and tight? Is your back relaxed? Forwards and back. Second last round, we've got 9, 8, 7, feeling that right in there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 last round. Let's wave it forwards, sweep it back, squeeze through the right glute. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. Give that a rub. Roll onto your back when you're ready. Find your feet a little closer together than hip width. Hands are flat on the ground. Palms can be facing up or down, up to you. Press through the heels, tuck the pelvis under, find your bridge. Sink through the ribs. Let's inhale, lower the hips halfway down. Exhale, squeeze them up. Inhale, halfway down. Exhale, lift. Let's go for 8, 7. Make sure that you feel like your tailbone untucks a bit on the way down and then it tucks right back up on the way up. You're driving through your heels to help bias your buttock muscles over your hamstrings. Let's do 3, 2, 1 more lift and hold. Hold here, square through the hips. Take the left foot off the ground, point it straight up at the ceiling, and let's go halfway down and up through the right leg only, using that glute that we just warmed up in our side lying exercise. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more lift and hold. Hold here for a moment. Keep the left foot pointing straight up at the ceiling and then roll your spine back down. Very good. Bring your right ankle onto the top of your left thigh now. Grab the back of your left leg. Start to rock side to side, feeling the outside of the right hip stretch. You'll notice as your knees rock to the left, that's when you feel a deeper stretch through the right hip. Whoops, don't rock too far. And then if you want to join me to rock and roll up to sitting, you can. Otherwise, you can find your own way there, however you like. 3, 2, 1, all the way up. Left foot lands on the ground. Place your hands behind you. Bring your left foot in closer to deepen that stretch. And again, let's rock side to side. So do a few nice hip opening stretches this morning. That was me being selfish. I've had really tight hips lately, so that's what I felt like doing. Hopefully it's what you felt like doing too. Let's stretch, stretch, stretch. Well done. All right, place that foot on the ground. Cross the ankles over. Come over onto your hands and knees. Palms are flat on the floor again. Toes are curled. We're going into our half downward dog. So press through the toes, lift the chest back towards the thighs. Hold for a moment and then pedal out those legs. Good. Enjoy pressing one heel at a time into the ground. I love this stretch. Really gets all the tight spots. Keep alternating for a moment. And then let's come onto both toes, come forward into your plank. Adjust if you need to. Now we're working the right glute, so we're bringing the right knee to nose and then pointing right toes to ceiling, squeezing through that right buttock. Tuck knee to nose and then point toes to ceiling. We've got 8 of these, and as your knee curls towards your nose, feel like you're pulling through your stomach muscles. Use your abdominals to create that pull, and then as your toes point to the ceiling, use your right glutes to create that squeeze. Keep that left knee nice and straight and keep your hips nice and square. I've really lost count, sorry. Let's do 3, 2, 1 more, and then tuck that knee to nose, plant your foot down, lower your left knee. Come up tall, hands to the ceiling. Tuck that pelvis under, reach nice and tall, tip your hands over towards the right hand side and feel a deeper stretch through the front of your left hip. Relax through your shoulders, catch your breath, and hold here for a moment. Let's come up tall again. Bring your fingers to the floor. Tuck your left toes under. Lift your left knee off the ground. Now really ground yourself through that right heel. That's where the movement is going to come from here. So push down through the right heel. Use your right glutes. Reach your hands forward. Stay low for 10 pulses. Have a look at your right knee. Check it's lining up with the second and third toes, not the center of your foot. 3, 2, 1, we stand tall. Well done. Find your balance. Good. Let's go again. Reach forward, sink low. We've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand tall. One more time. Let's fold it over. Reach low. Press through that right heel. 10 pulses. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands down. Bring your left knee to the ground. Walk your right foot to the back of your left wrist and come down into your pigeon. So once you're there, make sure your hips are square so you're not rocking over to that left hand side. Ground yourself down. The other trick I like to think about is that my weight on my left knee is really central over my kneecap, because if it's rocking sort of to the inside or the outside, I know my leg's probably not aligned. And then if you want to, come down onto your forearms. And let's just catch our breath here. A few nice deep breaths in and out. If you want to go lower, you can come down all the way onto your chest, but you can stay elbows or even up on your hands. You'll still get a nice stretch there. It's really important that you just pick whichever position or level enables you to maintain the right alignment and position. One more breath there. Let's press up out of that stretch onto the hands and knees. And then I'll get you to come and sit facing the front. We're just going to finish with some nice stretches. So leg position doesn't really matter. You could be kneeling. You could have your legs out in front of you if you like. I'm going to go cross-legged. For me, that's the most comfortable. Let's go arms wide. Reach your right hand behind you, left hand to the right knee. Turn to look back over your right shoulder. Breathe in. Arms go wide. And let's swap left hand behind, right hand to the left knee. Look over the left shoulder. Arms wide again. Let's bring the right hand to the floor, left hand overhead, right elbow bends. Hold here for a moment. Press up through the right hand, left hand to the floor, right hand overhead. We're going to go one more time to each side. And whatever sitting position you're in, I want you to try and feel that your pelvis is not moving. So if you're sitting like me, your left hip right now is still grounded flat on the ground. You've still got even weight across both sit bones. One more time to the left. And now the right sit bone is staying really grounded. So all the movement comes from above the hips. Come back through center, roll your shoulders, press your hands to the ceiling, big stretch up, and then let the arms go. Well done. I hope you enjoyed that class. That got things going. It was a bit of a power session. I need to catch my breath.